Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are going to try again some Standard. We have not played Standard on this channel since VOW came out, probably. And I want to try out a black-white splash red Mardu tokens kind of list. Basically, Wedding Announcement, a card I've really enjoyed in these kind of non-historic formats. Gets you tokens on each end step. If you did an attack with 2 or more creatures, once you hit 3 counters, it flips into an anthem for your squad. A couple copies of Stensia Uprising. I want to try out this card. Just another way to continually make tokens. And then it has kind of the alt win con, or if you have 13 permanents, you can deal 7 damage. Some copies of Burn Down the House, just as a sweeper, but also as a way to deal damage with just creatures, so we can just use this against like control decks to make 3/3 hasters. So kind of a cool way to try to kill our opponent that way. And this isn't a black-white shell, so we're not a Blood on the Snow deck. A little bit more creature oriented. So we have Eye Twitches and Shambling Gas to fuel up our Deadly Disputes for card advantage. We have a lot of ways to make tokens. Rite of Oblivion is another way for us to get value out of our creatures, to sack them, try to get some value that way, sack treasure tokens, anything of kind of that nature. Some copies of Vanishing Verse, as well as Meathook, useful in like the mono white, still heavily represented it seems from the stats I'm looking at, so both these are useful, even against control, just Meathook to drain out your opponent. I opted for a split of 1 Paladin class, 3 Vanishing Verse. Depending on what we run into, I might just cut this and play the verse instead. And then we have some Skullport Merchants. Went this over the Scorpion just to... I think having a 1/4, we probably will win the later game against mono white. So just getting to that later game, a 1/4 blocks better. Edgar as a way to get card advantage. Also, if it dies, it comes back, makes us tokens, kind of gets that value there. And then some copies of Lulth. I didn't want to go too heavy on Lulth because we do have these Burn Down the Houses to kind of play around with. The mana base wise, 2 Hives, then just a bunch of duels. We have also 1 Agademes. The lesson board is some Sciences, Reduce to Memory, Fumes, Spell Summonings, and Mascots. So let's see how this plays out. We'll give Standard a try. I think it's pretty much the same thing we've been playing thus far. But we'll give it a go, see how it plays out. You can go probably more Boros, perhaps, with 4 Stensia. I don't know how good that card is particularly going to be. Seems kind of bad against like the Divide by 0. So we'll see how it plays out. Like, you don't get the immediate value off something like that. I think we keep this. I'm going to shock in on 1. I want to get Shambling Gas going early. And then we could play the Haunted Ridge. I'm mainly keeping this because we have double red here. Okay, so this looks like Clerics. Unfortunate we don't get to Deadly Dispute this turn. Just Burn Down the House should be good though. So we are going to want to try to get this going as quick as possible. So we are going to want to dispute next turn. Just because this will get out of the range and then it's going to be hard for us to kill. This will be a nice little... Burn Down the House, 5 damage to everything. No point killing anything here. So we'll play out the Sanctum here. Deal 5 to everything, just kind of clean up the board nicely. Then we can follow it up. We have the option to go Stensia. Nice little 4-for-1. So we're probably going to want to get the aspirant off the table. So I can go stensia. Which I don't think we want to do. This is sacrifice, yeah. So I think we do this. I do think we take aspirant off here. I can go get probably just mascot here. I'm gonna play out a second white source. It being a 1/4 here is pretty useful. We also get the token, so next turn I could play mascot if we get an untapped land. If not, I could stensia. Have the option of Rite of Oblivion, so a lot of flexibility here. So with Cleric class, we're going to want to kill the Impassioned Orator, but if they do pump mana into this, we can get some value that way. So I can go stensia here. Honestly think we're just going to mascot here. It's going to kind of force their hand. I can just sack like one of these random ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a bit annoying that I can't play out announcements and that. I think I'm just going to take this off the battlefield though. So let's get rid of this. That's where Right's kind of nice. Like, although Vanishing Verse would also hit this. I think we just try to race. If they want to trade the Luminous Phantom, I'm fine. Next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can get both of these going. Interesting they've gone this high with... Draw a card here. Ooh, Meathook's nice. Just clear out this board. This should be game over. They'll gain back some life from the Phantom, but we're in a commanding position now. The fact they also don't have anything like Faceless Haven or anything like that also bodes well for us. I actually should have just attacked with one creature. I wanted to get the tokens more. So I could go Sundown, I could go stensia. So it's like 3 damage either way. I'm going to get rid of the Voice of the Blessed here. They've shown a way to reanimate, so I'll do this. Got him! Tokens, tokens, tokens. I misread stensia. It's exactly 13 permanents, so if you go over, you can't sack it anymore. But I think every turn, if we're just able to make a creature, it's pretty good value nonetheless. Alright, not bad. On the board. Tokens, tokens, tokens. Let me know what you think, if you'd like to see more standard. It's been pretty homogenized, the format right now. There is expected to be a ban announcement for some sort of format on Tuesday. Which it is, I don't know yet, but obviously with the new set coming out, we can also look at it. His hand's a bit slow. Opponent goes first, but I do have the option to verse. I think we keep. Okay, so with that, we go. Paladin. We can put this on black. Vanishing Verse on 2. We're just going to try to get to this burn down the house. Interested to see what they're trying to ramp up into. Because I can turn 4 burn down the house with this. So we're gonna wait till combat here to hit the oddity. So that way if they have Snakeskin Veil, they can't tap to prevent it. So drop this down. This lets me sweep next turn. They're pretty low on like actual lands. I might actually wait a turn on this. They're gonna bust an inscription. I think we do. The reason being, I don't have much counterplay otherwise. Jeez, it's a lot of lands. I think we're just gonna use our mana here. Actually, probably not. Thought here is I can sack this if needed. We were hoping to draw like another 1-drop or something. Okay, second burn's nice. So now I can... Sweet. Opponent couldn't hit that 4th land. We were able to kind of just hold the fort a bit. He's burned out the houses have actually been really good. Because in that game, we could have meat-hooked enough. Just with the treasures, we were kind of using the treasures as a resource. And that's where Skullport's nice. So if we looked at that game versus, say, like the Scorpion, we wouldn't have been able to draw cards off it. We would have taken 2 more attacks of 3. So kind of a way around that. Sorry, it's really cold in Toronto right now. Let's try. We need a white land, but the treasures... We really just need a 3rd land. The merchant can help us get there. Shambling Ghast, like merchant, helping to fix our mana has also been pretty clutch. Art's really nice. Alright, we got some Fire Blade Arena Charger. So we'll hold off showing them white just yet. This could be mono red. I think we take the block regardless if they want to offer it. Get this wedding announcement going. Kind of hold them off a bit. Okay. Well, I think we still go Skullport here. It gives us the option with an untapped land to be able to go burn down the house. If not... Oh, that's actually really good. I'm just gonna make a treasure here. So I can do this, get them to commit more. Ooh, I can also just Lulth here. The only downside with Lulth is I don't have the red mana. I think I'd rather Lulth post. I think we get wedding announcement going. I don't mind these tokens dying, it could hold off. I want this to get more value. I don't want to use 5 mana to kill. That's probably fine. So now I can kill here, get this back. I have this going, I can have Lulth next turn, draw me some cards. So I don't think we want to commit just yet. Like to firing off. We can control the day-night cycle. We get the flip here and now our tokens are pretty big. Hoping they don't have any sort of burn. It just looks like Boros, kind of mid-rangey aggro. I think we just pass here. Now we can just start grinding them out. Dispute's really nice. Do I want the merchant? So I can use this as a combat trick. And then I don't have to kill the battlefield raptor. Because it will put another counter on Lulth. So I do this. Put a counter on my Lulth. Kill the Usher here. If they have any sort of pump effect, I also have this Vanishing Verse.
Try that again, little fly.
I think we're just gonna take a card draw here. We want to try to find another land. Okay, so they did flip their wolf.
Come, I'll tell you a
We're not hitting lands. So we can hit him for 3 here. When that flips, I can try to kill it. I do have the option of Deadly Dispute here. I think we're gonna go another Wedding Announcement. I want to hold up Dispute. Probably just Shambling Ghast here. We could Stensia, get that engine going. Might have been right just to let Lolth die. Probably just correct like this. So I can do the same trick again. Have this die. Basically pay for itself here.
I will get what I want.
Just kill this now. Not too bad overall. Like, we're kind of grinding them out pretty well. Like, our patience is just allowing us to accrue a bunch of card advantage. This is going to pretty much have to block now. Could just menace that. Because they could block 2, that's 6, 8, 10. Doesn't really matter here. Kind of weird combat trick, but just kind of Boros-y aggro deck. That felt kind of dominating, actually. Like, we're probably going to get our ass kicked by Control. But if we could run into these mopey creature decks, we have enough to kind of interfere early. The top end's been pretty sweet. Like, we've used Burn Down the House 3 games in a row just to kind of sweep here, turn 4 sweeper. The 5 damage being super relevant. So this hand we're gonna mulligan, doesn't do much. This hand we will keep. Oh, this is actually super interesting. I think, so we're keeping 6. I'm gonna put the Rite of Oblivion back. I think in more matchups just being able to go into Edgar will be effective. So, depending what they do, Sundown Pass. So they know about the red already. They're going to be inclined to play multiple spells this turn, so we can get into Meathook range. It's actually pretty good for us. So I'm going to play Edgar out here. I want to bait them if they have another Skyclave to play it out. Perfect. So now I have 5 power coming down afterwards. So here I do need another red. So I only need to do this. Oh, you know what? I screwed that up. I needed to do it for black for the turn, so I could have played the Shambling Ghast out also for the turn. So it's not bad. If they do have Brutal Cathar, it's a bit annoying. So we see Adversary. Okay, we are drawing a lot of lands. I think we're just going to keep holding back here. If they do want to attack here, I can double block with these shambles. This is probably just worth the trade here. It also makes future removal better. I think we're... Let me see if I can bait them. So, do this, because I don't want this to get bigger. I could shrink this down one, and then just kind of trade with it and oh my goodness. That is a bunch of lands. Holy hell. Kind of silly, to be honest. Homestead's going to hit me for 5 here. Wedding Announcement's pretty good. Buys me some time. I guess we never put in a Field of Ruin, but we have no answer to a Faceless Haven. So you want to keep doing this, we'll keep playing this game. Sweet. We'll probably hold this land. We might take this hit, to be honest, so I can attack with 2. Oh shit. Okay, Maul is a scary card. Eye Twitch isn't bad. So what's in my sideboard? We're definitely getting reduced to memory, so I don't think we're attacking this turn. Like, we can give them the counters, I don't care. It's just the flying at this point that's going to be a problem. Ooh, Vanishing Verse also very nice here. So we'll get rid of this. Play this out. I think we're just gonna do this, get rid of this. If they want to trade, they can, but I want to draw a card here, I think. Because these get to 3/3 anyway, so I could try to throw down a double block. I'll double on the faceless. So we'll do this, see what we draw. Feels like a pretty easy trade. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Just dump it all out. Like, and now the Meathook is just going to kind of drain them, but it's pretty impressive, all things considered. I think we went 4-0 and just really handed these creature decks. The opponent had a really nice draw, pretty aggressive to start, and just wasn't able to do much. Was Standard fun in this economy? But we have tokens here. I think this deck actually performed very well. Definitely something to keep an eye out. Don't think we need the Paladin class. I do think we want the Vanishing Verse. You don't really have a chance to pump up mana into this. That's probably like the only kind of revision I'd do. I think having access to the Verse is very important. Honestly, like, I'd probably leave it like that. These Burning Down the House were also very, very impressive in the games we played. That's the deck. Let me know what you think if you'd like to see more Standard, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.